So fat turns out to be the best way for a mobile creature that's running around that doesn't get to eat all the time, the most efficient way to store energy. No water is needed. It's essentially anhydrous, so you can store the calories without carrying around the excess weight with it because you can store it in a dry form. And it's essentially unlimited if you think about it. You can literally pack on, we think, and there are some theories about this, as much storage as necessary. However, we found that there are actually limits for certain reasons. One theory being that evolutionarily speaking, if you were hunted by tigers and stuff and you got too big to run away from them, you would die, and natural selection would make sure that the next generation was unable to store that much. Fat is the preferred source of energy for most times in our lives. So when you sleep, that's when you burn the most fat, believe it or not. And really, any time that you're not eating, as long as it's not too close to the meal, generally your body's going to prefer to use fat for fuel so that it can save the glucose for your brain, save glycogen for emergency needs. Glycogen is the complex molecules of glucose that are stored in your muscle and your liver, and that is used for rapid needs for energy, and it can only be used locally. So the glycogen that's stored in your quadriceps is not going to be used by anything but your quadriceps. The glycogen stored in your hands, only going to be used by your hands. The glycogen stored in your liver will be used by your liver, but your liver can take whatever and make glucose and send it out into the blood, and it can make fat. So the liver is more like almost like a factory, a conversion factory. But just think of glycogen as a quick storage depot for local needs when you're doing like very vigorous activities. So like if you do high intensity exercise, for instance, or if you sprint, you're using glycogen. But most times your body preferentially wants to use fat. And that's a triglyceride, which is the bottom picture here. A triglyceride is a glycerol backbone with 3 fatty acids attached to it. And that is the preferential form that your body uses to transport lipids, which are then oxidized in the mitochondria through beta oxidation to create fuel. And you get about 9 kilocalories per gram of fat.